going to talk about marriage and mate. Marriage and mate. Who is your mate in the marriage? Who is supposed to be older than the other person in marriage? Is it the man? Is it the woman? That's what we're going to talk about today. Because most of the times I hear a lot of things outside there. I hear a husband, beating a wife because the wife did one or two things that angered him, and you hear the husband say that I am not your mate. I am not your mate. Who told you have a mate in marriage? As soon as a man gets married to a woman, both of you now move on the same terrain. You become mate. That is it. If the man is 30 years old and the woman is 25 years old, as soon as the woman get married to the man, they are on the same page. They become the same age mate. That means there is no longer mate in that marriage. When our great-grandfather Adam got married to Eve in the Garden of Eden, when God brought Eve, God did not tell Adam, I have brought your younger sister to you. He said, I have brought you a helpmate, somebody that will help you. A helpmate, a mate, not a maid. That means as soon as you get married, even if you are 10 years older than your wife, from that day onward, both of you become mates. That means you become age mates. No longer, I am older than you, you shouldn't talk to me like that. No. From the day both of you sign the dotted line, in the court, in the church, and both of you agree to become husband and wife, you become mate, age mate. If the man is 40, automatically the woman becomes 40 years old too. So you don't start telling the woman that I'm not your mate. If you knew you were not her mate, why did you get married to her? After all, Father Abraham was older than his wife Sarah. But there is nowhere we ever heard in the Bible, and it was not recorded, that Father Abraham was telling his wife that you are my younger sister. I am older than you. No. He always referred to her as his wife. When you become a married man, as soon as you get married to that your wife, number one, you become her bedmate. That means whatever that is right for her, whatever you need to give to her, that is your matrimony right, must be done. Because I'm very sure that you will not bring your younger sister and come and put her on the bed, because she's not your bedmate. Your wife becomes your bedmate. She becomes your financial mate. That means whatever you are doing in terms of finances, she must be carried along. Because for someone to become your mate, he must be your age mate. That means in marriage, there is nothing called mate. I am older than you. I'm sure a lot of you know one of these Nigerian great philanthropists, Okoya Thomas. Sorry, I have to mention his name. He has wives that are, far, far younger than him. But you will never hear the wife, or the man tell the woman that you are the mate of my last daughter or so. No. Marriage has made them to become mate. When they say Mrs. Thomas, she must sit beside the man. She must sit beside the man. That means in marriage, as soon as you get married to your husband, you become his mate in everything. There is a popular song that we used to hear people sing in those days by one of these great musicians that used to sing. He sang this song. He said, "Pè mí lórúkọ kó fà mí nírun mú. Ṣé ohun tí mo fẹ́ jẹ ni kò jẹ́ ń gbọ́n? Pè mí lórúkọ kó fà mí nírun gbọ́n." That means he's telling us that as soon as you go to this woman, as soon as you ask for her hand in marriage, even if you are older than her in age. As soon as you bring her into your home, go to church, do the church rite, do the family rite, the traditional rite, the court rite or registry rite, automatically that lady becomes your maid. That means you can sit down and she'll come to you and use her hand and rub your head. You don't start saying, am I your mate? Why are you touching my head? In marriage, there is nothing called mate. So what I'm actually saying is that in everything you do as a married man, see your wife as your mate. See her as your mate in everything that you do. That means in marriage, you are not older than your wife. Neither is your wife older than you. So what I am actually saying is that let us start dropping this idea of, look at this little girl, look at this small girl, because I hear some people say that in marriage, they'll be referring to their wife that, look at this small girl, when you knew she was on Kekere, why did you go for her? Why didn't you go out there to look for your mate? Someone that probably she's older than you. That would have been better. Yes, in marriage, you don't claim age right. You claim what we call mate right. That means as soon as this woman becomes your wife, automatically she becomes your mate. So men out there, don't start calling your wife small girl, this girl. See her as your mate, as your bed mate, as your financial mate, as every mate that you can think of, of everything you can think of. So right from today, begin to see your wife as your mate. Even if you're older than your wife with about 10-15 years, automatically your wife becomes your age mate, because in marriage there is nothing called mate. Because the woman was made from you yourself, the man. She's the bone of your bone and the flesh of your flesh. That is why the Bible says that the woman was made out of the man. That means she was made out of her own mate. They took her out of her age mate, called the man. So hear me out, you, the man that is claiming age right. From today, that woman, you begin to see her as your mate. Be your mate. Don't start telling people that, can you imagine this small girl that I put in the house? No, she's not a small girl. From your wife becomes your mate as soon as you get married to her. Thank you. Remain blessed. I remain your host, Leke Adelaja. Thank you.